Thank you, Jason. Let's hear it for Jason. And thank you to every one of you who raised your hand, stepped forward to answer the call tonight. Think of the difference you have made. You deserve another round of applause for all of you tonight. Congratulations and thank you. So before the program comes to an end, we've got one more thing to do, and that is to bid farewell to an incomparable leader of the foundation. This may surprise some of you, but you'll understand as you direct your attention to the video screen for a message from Ken Hoffman, the foundation's treasurer and former chair. Take a watch.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is my honor to celebrate the incredible career of Andrea Pauls Backman, who is stepping down as CEO of the Les Turner ALS Foundation after 8 years of tireless service. I can tell you what a pleasure it's been to work with Andrea during my time on the board of directors, but I can paint a more vivid picture by telling you what's changed over the last 8 years. One of Andrea's most notable achievements is her work with Northwestern, building the Les Turner ALS Center. It brings together research and clinical care in coordination with our wonderful support services team to provide unparalleled support to people living with ALS and their families. Fortunately, we had the right person in place to help make it happen. That's Andrea. Today, we provide access to more clinical trials than ever before. The reach of our support services programs has expanded. People are getting help making decisions on breathing and nutrition through online tools that didn't exist 8 years ago. Many people contribute to the success of an organization, but what you see in someone special is that they multiply what others bring to the table. Our friends Brian and Sandra have talked much about Andrea's support and how much it meant to them starting their own ALS organization. When there was a drug in front of the FDA that could benefit the ALS community, Andrea didn't just set our foundation to work. She created links between organizations and made sure that collaboration moved the process forward. And it did move forward. 2 new FDA-approved drugs last year and more in the pipeline. That's change in a big way. I also want to highlight the things that most of us didn't see. I'm speaking about her relationship with families of people living with ALS or families who lost someone to the disease. More times than any of us know, she was there to listen and ask, how can we help? On a personal note, it's been an honor and privilege working closely with Andrea. I am thoroughly inspired by her commitment to the ALS community and to our Les Turner ALS Foundation mission. I will always treasure our friendship. So let's raise a glass to Andrea, a true leader, a friend, and an inspiration. Cheers, Andrea.
It is not easy to say goodbye to a friend like Andrea. But let me take a moment to echo Ken's words and celebrate the impact Andrea has made in her 8 years of service. When I think about the Les Turner ALS Foundation, what comes to mind is community and compassion and then action. During her tenure as CEO, Andrea has made critical changes and improvements based on what she's heard from people living with ALS and their caregivers. She doesn't just listen, she makes it happen. Over the years, her commitment to the ALS community has been above and beyond the call of duty. You couldn't ask for a more enthusiastic ambassador for our research program than Andrea. She has been a kind and engaging presence at so many events and fundraisers, given thoughtful testimony for legislation and FDA review, represented our community with national and international ALS organizations, and so much more. Because of Andrea's hard work, the foundation has grown into an incredible group of people that is doing more than ever to support people living with ALS and their loved ones, and a group that is truly making a difference for them. Most importantly, Andrea is leaving the foundation on strong footing. We look forward to introducing her successor in the next few weeks. And Andrea will be on hand to bring the new CEO up to speed and ensure a seamless transition. Speaking on behalf of the board, our staff, our volunteers, we're grateful for your support and excited to keep building on the momentum we're seeing right now in scientific research, support services, better and more effective treatments, and more. And because this work is a matter of personal passion for Andrea, I know the ALS community will be able to rely on her for many, many years to come. And that won't change until there is a world free of ALS. So once again, thank you, Andrea. Ta-da. Thank you. This is what happens when you think you can control everything and realize you cannot. Wow. Thank you, Ken. I'm sorry you're not here tonight. Thank you, Erin. So every nonprofit needs a strong CEO-chair relationship. I have been amazingly blessed over the years with Ken Hoffman as my co-pilot and now with Erin Reardon Cohn as our new chair. They are the best. 8 years ago, I stood before many of you at this gala as only the second CEO of the Les Turner ALS Foundation, succeeding Wendy Abrams. You had faith in me, despite the fact that I'd never actually worked in a nonprofit organization and I had no medical or scientific background. I don't know what you were thinking, but I knew the national ALS community, and I personally knew the pain of ALS, having lost my mother, Sally. I came to the foundation armed with that passion and the business acumen I gathered from decades of management and successful collaborations in the corporate world. And in short order, I learned that the path forward in ALS required collaboration as well. The collaborators were easy to find. People living with ALS, caregivers, researchers, clinicians, donors, industry partners. And we did move forward. What we have accomplished together in 8 years is astounding, but we are far from done. Early on in my tenure, we expanded our research grant program at the Les Turner ALS Center at Northwestern Medicine under the direction of my other steadfast co-pilot, Dr. Robert Kalb. Bob, yes. Bob opened up this program to fund a wider range of basic science researchers who are gathering data necessary to test novel concepts in ALS.
Among many other recent discoveries, our research program has helped us better understand the biology of this disease. It's led to the groundbreaking creation of mature motor neuron cells and is leading to new drug development. On the clinical side, we greatly expanded the reach of the Lois and Solia ALS Clinic at Northwestern under the direction of Dr. Sandra Ajur-Driss, who is a wonderful clearing clinician. We love you, Sandra, and she is a dear friend. We joined NEALS, the Northeast ALS Consortium, to become one of the leading clinical trial sites in the country. Under Sandra's direction, the clinic offered 19 clinical trials and studies last year alone, and this reflects a robust ALS clinical trial pipeline that was unimaginable only a few short years ago. And none of this would have happened without your support. The selflessness of the clinical trial participants, many of whom are in this room, the dedicated clinicians and the industry partners taking risks and persevering in the face of hugely unfavorable odds. And last but not least is our secret sauce, the irreplaceable care coordination we provide to several hundred people living with ALS and their families, just like Ken and Chanel, who you met tonight, like Janie, like Brian, people who I know that the education and the support and the friendship we offer all along this ALS journey is second to none. And by listening to the ALS community, we reimagined our program. We made it virtual and expanded our essential care navigation, as well as adding innovative online educational resources, making them available to anyone, anywhere, anytime. Over these last 8 years, Ken and Harvey and our dedicated board worked with me to help shape the next steps we would take together. We expanded our board with intention, and we brought people with lived experience of ALS into positions of leadership. We assembled a phenomenal staff with the expertise, the energy, the tenacity, and the kindness to take our programs to the next level, always putting people with ALS at the heart of everything we do. It's a powerful team. We did all of this by seeking and finding collaboration. In fact, there's not one major ALS organization, private or public, with whom we have not partnered in advancing research and advocacy, and recently, a brand new national ALS strategic plan. The Les Turner ALS Foundation remains a strong, passionate, and independent force in the ALS community, even after 46 years. Today, with the foundation in a very solid and successful place, I am moving on. But I will remain active in this ALS community, doing what I love to do, bringing people and groups together to tackle the myriad problems in this devastating disease so that no one has to go through what so many of us in this room have experienced. My husband, Mick, our children who are here, and my closest friends who are here with me tonight are undoubtedly hoping my next move will create more balance in my life. I love you all, I'll do my best, but I'm making no promises. Thank you for this opportunity and for your faith in me. It has been an honor, and it is my fervent belief that we will solve ALS in our lifetime, and we will do it together. Thank you.
I guess that Dom Perignon got opened, huh? Andrea, our thanks to you. And you know, everybody stood for you, but Andrea, just look around this room. Look at the hope and the love and the admiration that you helped create. Thank you. Someone will succeed you, but they will not replace you. Thanks to all of you as well for joining us at the 35th Annual Hope Through Caring Gala. You are helping the Les Turner ALS Foundation change the course of this disease and create a world free of ALS. And as Andrea says, in our lifetimes. A special thank you to all of the people living with ALS, and I will say that again, living with ALS, and their friends and families who have been our guests this evening. We know it takes tremendous energy to make all the arrangements to get out here to have a night like this, but we're just so glad you're here. I do want to share some truly phenomenal news with you. Because of your generosity, this evening, we have raised over $500,000 and still counting. Thank you. All right, that concludes our program. But I'd like to remind you, the evening is far from over. The bar is open. Check out for the silent and live auctions. Begin at 9:45. And Andrea has agreed to have a dance with every one of you until 11 p.m. Good night, everybody. Thank you for being here.